production crew. Tonight I'm going to be reviewing Aliens from 1986. It's the sequel to Alien from 1978 and it's written and directed by James Cameron. It did great as a sequel and this is my favorite movie of all time. Aliens from 1986. The film begins when a warrant officer demoted to lieutenant first class named Ellen Ripley is sent back to planet LV-426 to establish contact with a terraforming colony that had a terrible run-in with aliens. Once there, she reluctantly encounters the queen alien and her offspring, as well as a young child survivor named Newt. She finds herself on a terrifying path, fighting to save the child and survive. The movie Alien drew me in when I first saw it, but the sequel Aliens, the second film, is my favorite movie of all time. I have yet to see a movie that bumps that out of first place for me. So in this film, our main character, Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver, has been in hypersleep in space for 57 years after having encountered the aliens in the first film. She's woken up and talked into going back to this planet to help the colony that's been stationed there for a few years that has stopped communicating with them, to rescue them. But what she doesn't know is there's a secret plot going on that the people she's working for want to actually capture one of the aliens and bring it back to planet Earth to study it. And this is something she's completely against, but before she knows it, she's there and she's kind of stuck in the middle of all of it. And very quickly things go terribly wrong and everything she was worried about kind of starts to happen, and she was right, and there's a fight to save as many people as they can. The cast, the storyline, the one-liners, all of it is so phenomenal. I've watched it so many times. Every time I watch it, I see something different, and I absolutely love it. I can't stop watching it. The only other film that comes a wee bit close is the Amityville Horror from 1979, but I'll talk about that one in another video with you. So in the first film, Ripley has her whole crew around her is killed by the aliens. She's the only one that survives. She's in hypersleep and they, for all they know, they think she's died. But she ends up coming back to Earth, but it is 57 years later, and she learns that her young daughter that she was fighting to come back to, actually grew up, got married, never had children, and had already passed away before she got back. So she was devastated by that news. She was horrified by everything she had seen, and not only that, they didn't believe her. They didn't believe that these aliens were there and that the ship was destroyed because of that. They believed that she should be held responsible for destroying the ship. So she was in a really bad place, and when they presented her with the offer to go back to the planet to help out, at first she was like, no way, there's no way I'm going back. But they kind of coerced her into it because of her situation, and I think because she was so desperate without her daughter, she decided she would do it and go back. I love that storyline with her and her daughter. I think that's science fiction-y at its finest. When I watch movies like that and I have details in my head like that, I can't wrap my head around it, and I keep thinking it over and over and over, and how if it was reality, how devastating that would be, and how you can't do anything to fix it. It's just something that you would have to go through. I love things like that in movies. So she heads to the other planet with a brand new crew, and she pretty much knows things are fucked even before she gets there. But she's forced to do it and she goes anyway. So then there's this guy named Burke, played by Paul Reiser, the guy from Mad About You, that kind of thing. I like that show too. Anyhow, he is helping her with this opportunity to go to this planet to make up for being blamed for destroying the spaceship in the first movie. So he comes across as being this really great guy, so she trusts him, but she doesn't realize he's the guy with the ulterior motive. In the first film, Ripley is a little bit more naive and meek and mild, and because of all the stuff that she's gone through, of course, in the second one, we see much more of a kick-ass Ripley. She's operating a loader, she's ready to go, she's kind of pumped up, She physically looks a little bit different. It's kind of a neat, that was kind of a thing that they did back then in movies from 1 to 2, from the sequels, from the first movie to the sequel. It's same kind of idea in Terminator as well, the first one to the second, the main character becoming much more kick-ass in the sequel. I like that too about this movie. I liked that kind of thing, because for me, watching a movie like that, you get into it and you kind of get lost in it and you forget about your daily problems and crap that you're going through, and you can get lost in this new world and kind of fantasize a little bit about it. I like that about movies. I love that about 70s and 80s movies, actually. And because she's a little more kick-ass, we see the potential romantic interest with a character called Corporal Hicks, played by Michael Biehn. Michael Biehn was in the first Terminator movie. He's a really great actor. I love watching his movies. And they have a nice chemistry together, so it's a nice kind of balance when the shit hits the fan. There's something secure that she's got there as well. Then she meets this character called Bishop. He's a synthetic android, and it adds another neat element to the whole thing. She's very suspicious of him right from the get-go because of the experiences that she had in the past. And Bishop is played by Lance Henriksen. I love that guy. Oh my god. After X-Files sort of was wrapping up, I started watching Millennium, the TV series. Have you seen that one? I love that show so much. I was so disappointed when it finally just ended. I actually would like to rewatch that again. I think I fell in love with him in that series. It was so good. So Ripley has this crew, like I said, a new crew. There's a guy named Gorman. There's Corporal Hicks. Corporal Hicks played by Bill Paxton, the late Bill Paxton. He passed away in 2017, I think, from a heart attack. Very sad, very tragic. Apparently, I read he had scarlet fever, and because of that, it did some things to his heart and made his heart weak. It's kind of strange. My dad, actually, when he was alive, he had scarlet fever as a kid as well, and he was deaf in 1 year. He suffered a hole in one of his eardrums from scarlet fever, so it's kind of interesting. Horrible thing for people to have to go through, and makes me think of today. Right now, I am fully vaccinated. I'm very happy about that as of today, actually, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, very sad that he passed away. I loved him in the movie Twister, and of course Men in Black. Great actor, and it's really a shame. He apparently was really good friends with Jeffrey Dean Morgan too, and I follow Jeffrey's social media pages and watch his films as well. I love Walking Dead, you guys know that. And apparently he was really good friends with him, and in honor of him, he named one of his donkeys on the farm that he has, Paxton, after his good friend Bill. So that's pretty cool. When they get to the planet, they find this little girl who's completely alone. She's a sole survivor of this colony being devastated by the aliens, and she's absolutely freaked out and terrified and totally not trusting of anyone, and Ripley is able to befriend her. She's a very cute little girl, and her character's name is Newt, which is really cute too, and she's played by Carrie Henn. Carrie actually went on to become a school teacher afterwards and never did any more acting, although she does lots of Comic-Cons and meetups and things like that, and she's still very, very popular, although she's very grown up now. As time goes on, you know, that little secret plan that Burke had going on with capturing one of the aliens, well, he attempted to capture the alien queen, and things didn't go the way that he planned, and Hicks, Newt, and Ripley end up escaping. Everybody else gets killed and jumping back on the spaceship, and that's all I'm going to say. You'll have to watch it to see what happens. Unless you've seen it already, which you might have seen it already, but if you haven't, you should watch it because it's a really good movie. And if you do watch it, let me know in the comments section below what you think, or what you think of it if you've already seen it before, because I will love, love, love to chat about it. I love that movie so much. I can't even. My favorite scene in the movie is the one with Hicks and Newt and Ripley. It's this one here.
Man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
We better get back, because it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
Oh my God, I love that. It makes me smile every single time I hear it. Oh, I love it. So in total, there were 6 Alien movies in the universe. 1 is Alien from 1979. 2 is Aliens from 1986. Alien 3 was in 1992. I wasn't a super big fan of that one. It was a bit dark for me. I'll have to do a review of that one sometime too. There's a lot of stuff to say about it as well. Number 4, Alien Resurrection from 1997. A lot of people didn't like that one, but it was okay. It was fun to see Sigourney Weaver again in that. Maybe it wasn't as good as the first 2 by any means, but it was okay. And number 5, Prometheus from 2012, which I have yet to see actually. And 6 is Alien Covenant from 2017. Anyhow, if you have the time, watch this film if you haven't seen it already, or rewatch it again and we can chat about it. It is by far my favorite movie of all time, and I have yet to have that changed. But if I ever have that changed, I will let you know. I absolutely will let you know. And if you guys think there's another movie that I should watch, let me know that too. Okay, I guess that's it for this one. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up because that helps me out a lot, and subscribe to the channel because I really want you to be part of the crew, and then we can hang out, talk about movies, talk about food, and make more videos. That would be a lot of fun, right? All right, I'll be seeing you again next week with some more vegan recipes and movie reviews because that's so much fun. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I love you so much. See you again next week, guys. Bye.